Good morning. So it's day 15 of our Araroa through hike, and we're just getting ready to leave the farm where we spent last night. So it was a good night here last night. We did get a reasonable amount of showers coming through during the late evening, and then certainly this morning it got sort of a little bit more persistent. So the tent is quite wet, which makes pack up that little bit more difficult, but Paul's sort of come across a bit of a trick where he'll pack up the inside of the tent first and then leave the outer and pack that after. So it just means that when we get in at night we've got a dry inner tent. So that's what we've done this morning. So it was a good night here last night. The wolfers and the yoga people looked like they got on well. They sounded like they got on very well. So they had they sort of set up underneath this big undercover area last night, and there was even a very brief outing of the bongo drums, but thankfully that didn't last for too long. So we this morning are walking from the farm, which is in Whangaruru, to a freedom camp at on a farmer's property. So we understand that there's water on the property in a water tank, but have been told that that water might be fairly limited. But considering the amount of showers that have come through overnight, I think we should probably be okay. There's eggs for sale, so that's something that we'll be looking out for. Today we know that we just, from what others have said in the last few days on a WhatsApp group that we're on, that we've got a fairly reasonable climb to get out of the way today. So we think that we've got about 27 k's. So we're all in our wet weather gear because it's still raining. So we'll get going and check in a little bit later. Bye. Not sure how seaworthy it actually would be. In on our day 15. Had morning tea. The weather looks like it's actually going to settle down, so we've had lots of little scattered showers coming through, but it really has sort of started to clear in about the last half hour, so we'll keep the pack covers on for a little bit longer and the raincoats on just in case, but it's starting to warm up again now too, so I don't think that they're going to be that long out of being packed away. So this is what we're still on, this lovely sealed road. There's been a few cars up and down, most of them going up sort of into Paihia, Russell Way. So Gay is up ahead of us now because we had morning tea. And then walking along, and my left foot just started to really hurt on the ball of the foot, and it was like there was a bit of, stick or something sort of caught in my shoe. So we stopped and couldn't see anything, put my shoe back on again in the rain, and then walked for about another 2 paces, and the same thing. So anyways, pulled my sock off thinking there was something in my sock, and there wasn't, but there was a huge bloody blood blister sitting on the ball of my foot. So my feet have been amazing. Haven't had any issues at all until today. So I think it's probably just a combination of wet socks, and maybe my shoes just weren't tight enough, so they've sort of been slipping around on my foot today. So anyway, I had one of those Compeed blister bandages, and I've put that on, and so far so good. Native bush and forestry. Curry snail on the side of the road. Helena Bay, and we have just clocked 300 kilometres in 15 days. Isn't it so pretty down there? There's a few houses tucked in there, not very many. It's beautiful. Off the road, and now are heading into the last 7 k's. So looks like we're walking through private land here. So we are going to stop and have some lunch very shortly, and just find a shady spot, and then we will get that last little bit into camp tonight. So we have found these very cool little peanut butter slugs in the supermarket in New Zealand. So I haven't seen these in Brisbane, but they are very, very handy. Sort of it stopped us from having to lug around a much larger container. So we stopped for lunch. That's our view. And today's lunch is same as yesterday, which is peanut butter, and there'll be Marmite and chips as well. And because we've just done 300 k's, we're going to treat ourselves with a chocolate bar. Yeah. We're on the Helena Bay track. It's really nice to be back in the bush again after all the road walking that we've done this morning. The whole track is lined with flowering tea tree at the moment. So lovely. Still on the Helena Bay track. And we've just come around the other side of the ridge, and it goes into this beautiful lush rainforest. There's a big karri tree there. Someone's done a lot of work on this track, which is very much appreciated. Steep, and that doesn't look it, but it's quite steep. So we are 2 k's in on the Helena Bay track, and we've just had a little scramble up a bit of a hill. It was a bit slippery because it's clay and there's been a bit of rain around, but totally manageable, and this is the reward. Isn't that an amazing view? day 15 on the Araroa, and this evening we're camping at a freedom camp that the landowner allows TA campers to camp here. So there's a water tank, a very small water tank, and eggs for 50 cents. And we were so excited to get in this afternoon because we're sharing camp tonight with the amazing Williams family. So the Williams have taken on the adventure of the Araroa along with their 4 children. So we've been entertained by the kids this afternoon, and they are absolutely delightful. And these kids actually got through the Ratia forest and the Kitty, so they are absolute little troopers. And in addition to that, they started 90 Mile Beach the week before we started, and gale force winds and driving rain, and I've watched some of their footage, so Mum Courtney posts fairly regularly on Insta, and they just had smiles on their face the whole time. These are really awesome little kids. So yeah, so the highlight, I mean, apart from the Williams family, because that's pretty special, the other highlight of the day is the Helena Bay track. It was just absolutely beautiful, so not what I was expecting. It's been very well maintained, well developed recently by, I'm not sure by whom. I would suspect it would be a combination of the local community, maybe the landowner, and certainly the TA Trust would have been part of it. But geez, it was nice. And then getting right to the end of it after that big climb and seeing that amazing view, which I showed earlier, was just truly special. So we ended up doing just over 25k today, maybe about 25 and a half, and I reckon we were probably on our feet for, well, from the beginning to the end for about 8 hours. So stopped and had lots of little breaks and whatnot, as we do during the day, and obviously a longer lunch break. In camp now, so we've got the tent set up, and we're just going to sit around for a while and talk to this lovely family. There's another TA hiker in here as well, so it's been really nice sort of just catching up and hearing her story. We'll have some dinner and then get going. So tomorrow we are going into a holiday park, and I will give you some more details in regard to what that looks like tomorrow.